Man, oh man. Ohio State Buckeye football getting a lot better. Coach Ryan Day is very excited about, improving each and every day, just taking it one day at a time. And one thing he's trying to do, especially heading into the season, or working with, the team, or especially Jackson, is using them in different ways. That's going to be a big goal of his that he's been working on. And he said that, for spring practice, that's what he's going to try to do this season. Put Jackson in different positions. Jackson is a tremendous wide receiver. The talent is there. We've seen it. But he thinks he can have a bigger role in 2022. It's very obvious there's a lot of, catches to be had. And there's a lot of, yards that he can benefit from. So one thing that Coach Day is trying to do is work with different packages for Jackson where he will be on the outside. So he wants to have one or two packages in place where Jackson will be on the outside, but he can also go back into the slot. And that's just going to be, to move him around. You don't want Jackson staying in one spot. The Big Ten does have some elite corners, and there are some elite slot corners. Now, he's saying he's not moving him around because there's a particular corner on a team that, that might cause Jackson some issues. He wants to, give the defenses a little bit more to prepare for. And also, Jackson's a tremendous receiver, potential high NFL draft pick at the wide receiver position. So just putting on film that he can do different types of things is going to be very beneficial for him in his future in the long run. And then another thing that he wants to do is put Jackson in the backfield at running back, which is very intriguing to me, because could you imagine a read option with C.J. Stroud and Jackson? What are you going to do if Travion's in there? So he's going to have some packages where Jackson will be, in the running back position. And if you've watched Ohio State games last year, there's been glimpses of him trying to do different things with Jackson. And I think it was the Purdue game that Coach mentioned where Jackson was in the backfield a little bit. We destroyed Purdue. If anybody want to, go back and watch the game. It wasn't. I went to that game. It was a molly whopping. I didn't think we were going. I thought Purdue was a very good team. Respect to Purdue. We know where Purdue has been a thorn in the Buckeyes side. They have been a thorn in the Big Ten side for many years. Ruined our season a couple years ago when Urban Meyer was there. So we were very well prepared for Purdue, and we absolutely ran them back to Indiana, wherever they're from. Ran them back to wherever they come from. Anyways, in that game, Jackson, there was times in that game where he was lined up, at the running back position, but he didn't really go in depth and really try to stay consistent with it. That's something that Ryan Day wants to work with him on, having some packages where he's at that position at running back. And again, you have C.J. Stroud and Jackson in the backfield. That's going to be very tough for defenses, especially Notre Dame, because we're doing a one game at a time when we're focusing on Notre Dame. And you see on the right of this picture, Marvin Harrison Jr. Expect big things from him. If Jackson's moving all over the field, that's going to be a guy that's going to, have the opportunity to step up and make his name and, put his name up there as one of the great wide receivers. I think he has high potential, but Jackson is going to be doing a lot of different things. And I think with him doing that, especially if he's playing outside, I really don't care for him playing, being in the backfield. I really don't care for that. But if he's playing on the outside, even though he already thrives in the slot, it's going to be a huge, huge problem for these defenses, especially Notre Dame. Man, Marcus Freeman, you better get your team together. Because, man, this Buckeye team is going to have a lot of things to prepare for. And with the spring game coming up, I don't think he's going to be showing off a lot of different things with the spring game coming up. I think he's probably going to work on that in the summer, especially the different packages that he has in mind. So I don't think he's going to be revealing everything in the spring game, but Notre Dame is going to definitely see it. And the game is on Labor Day. They're going to definitely see it for sure.